Good evening, church. We're so glad that you are joining along with us. Once again, we miss you. And we are excited for you to be back here in this building, in these pews. What are some things that you are longing for? I'll tell you a couple of things I'm longing for. One thing I'm longing for, and for those of you who know me, this will not be any surprise, but I am longing for sports to be back on my television. Man, I am very upset right now because it's March Madness. And I miss March Madness. I should be watching right now those last second shots fall through the hoop, come out of the basket. The crowd goes wild. The players run to the center of the court and people start to celebrate. I should be rolling the tree at my house as Auburn punches their ticket to the Final Four. That should be happening right now. I'm longing for that to be back. Something else that I'm longing for is for you to be here. I'm longing for our lobby to be filled with people. I know this pandemic is going to change things for us in the future, but I'm longing for those big hugs that happen in the lobby in the church building. You know, those awkward hugs that sometimes we wish weren't happening. I'm longing for those to be happening again, for people to be fist bumping, shaking hands. I'm longing for it. And when we pick up in Philippians chapter 1, where we're going to be studying tonight, this is really exactly where Paul is at. He's in a position where he is longing for something to happen. He is eagerly awaiting for something to happen. You know, there are times where we feel more like this than others. When we're in the middle of a trial, we long to know when that trial will be over. We eagerly await for the trial to end. And often in these trials is when we recognize how strong our faith truly is. Our true faith and where our faith is in, what our faith is in and where our faith is at is really revealed in the midst of a trial. And that is where Paul is at in Philippians 1 verse 19 when he says, "For I know that through your prayers and the help of the Spirit of Jesus Christ, this will turn out for my deliverance." Despite being in prison, you don't hear any resentment in his words. He's not saying something like, "Man, if God was real, He would deliver me out of this place." He's not saying things like that. What he's saying is that even though I'm here, I know that through your prayers and through the help of the Spirit, I will be delivered from this. Paul was confident he was going to be delivered from his trial, and he even mentions that he's not clear on what that's going to look like. Look at verse 20. "As it is my eager expectation and hope that I will not be at all ashamed, but that with full courage now as always, Christ will be honored in my body, whether by life or by death." He was not certain what deliverance would look like for him, if that was being delivered from prison or if that was losing his life for the sake of Christ and being delivered from this life and taken into heaven with God. You know, it's hard to be uncertain about the future. Like Paul was. He was uncertain here in Scripture of what his future looked like. And I'll be honest with you, I'm a little uncertain about the future. You know, how long is my hair going to stick around on my body? How long will my hairline be this low? It's already crept up a little bit. How long will I still have a little bit of brown in my hair? As you can see, it's getting a little gray. I'm uncertain about what the future is going to look like. For some of you, maybe you're thinking, when will I get my job back? You know, I've kind of been put on hold because of this pandemic. When will I get my job back and start getting a paycheck again? Or maybe it's, what will my personal health be like in 5, 10, 15, or 20 years? Will I catch some kind of disease where I'm fighting for my life? Will I be healthy? For those who are younger, maybe it's, who will I marry? Where will I go to college? What job will I be working in? You know, these kind of questions can cause a lot of anxiety for us because we are uncertain. especially right now. Who will I know that might catch the coronavirus? How many people that I know will catch the coronavirus? Will they have enough strength to fight it off? What if it's me? Here's some symptoms of anxiety. I want to read some of them to you because I want you to be thinking about how it's affecting you right now. Feeling nervous, restless, or tense, having a sense of danger, panic, or doom, an increased heart rate, breathing rapidly, sweating, trembling, feeling weak or tired, having trouble concentrating or thinking about anything other than the present worry. Now, if you're like me, I checked off several of those as I read them off, especially over the last 2 weeks, as we've been dealing with this coronavirus. Now, I want you to look at verses 19 and 20 as he says, "Through your prayers and the help of the Spirit will turn out for my deliverance, whether by life or death." Verse 21, "For to me to live is Christ and to die is gain." You can clearly see where Paul's faith is. You can see it, you can feel it. God has taken away every ounce of worry that he has because he's confident in the power of the Spirit to deliver him. In the midst of worry, anxiety, and uncertainty in our future, regarding the coronavirus or regarding whatever health issues you may face or uncertainty, trust in the Spirit to deliver us. Just as Paul did, trust that the Spirit of God is going to deliver us. In verses 21 and following, let's look at verse 22 and 23. "If I'm to live in the flesh, that means fruitful labor for me, yet which I shall choose I cannot tell. I'm hard pressed between the two. My desire is to depart and be with Christ, for that is better, but to remain in the flesh is more necessary on your account. Convinced of this, I know that I will remain and continue with you all for your progress and joy in the faith." In the midst of this uncertainty, Paul found joy in the people that surrounded him, in the people of God. And my prayer for you is that you will find joy in the people of God even in the midst of this uncertainty, and that you will find a way to trust in the deliverance of the Spirit even in the midst of this uncertainty. May we find joy in each other and find time to grow. Grow in your faith, grow as a family, spend less time worrying and more time trusting in the Spirit of God. We look forward to having you back here and spending time with you. But while you're at home, enjoy spending time with your family and enjoy spending time with God. Hope to see you soon.